Hello everybody, General Discord here. Welcome back once again to Discord in Minecraft. Today, I'm going to be doing a lot of talking and working on the tree farm. I've cleared out an area over there for the tree farm. We're going to be working on that today. And today's talky subject is going to be a movie that I saw this past weekend. First, let me go ahead and see if I can find the guy. There's some new villagers that have appeared. Hey guy. There's a blacksmith. He's around here somewhere. Only traded with him once. I don't know where he went to. I think he might be over in the blacksmith building, actually. He was hanging out here the other day. It's not there. You're not the blacksmith. Neither are you. Where you is, blacksmith? Where you is? It's definitely not in there anymore. Nope. Don't access the furnace. Nope. Not in there. Where you is, blacksmith? Okay, well anyway, he has a trade for some chainmail. Chainmail leggings for 9 emeralds. A little bit steep, but you know what? I'm willing to pay it. I just can't find him. And I hope he hasn't been eaten by a zombie. That would be very sad. That would be incredibly, unbelievably, unimaginably sad, and I would get over it very quickly. But anyways, I've had enough time derping around here in the village. Let's go on over and build ourselves a tree farm. So as I said, today I'm going to be doing a little sort of movie review. I did this once a little bit back in December, I think, with Skyfall, the newest James Bond movie. This time I'm going to talk about Star Trek Into Darkness. Now, you guys should know that I am going to be spoiling this movie. Not yet. I will very clearly put up a time where it says spoilers when I'm going to be revealing spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, you're going to want to skip that part. But don't worry, I will not spoil anything before that time. Now, as a little background to myself, and I've kind of prepared myself here today to get this tree farm going. As a little background to myself here, I am a big Star Trek fan. I have been a Star Trek fan for years. It was actually my dad who introduced me to Star Trek when I was in elementary school, I think. And it is to him that I owe the great pleasure of being a Star Trek fan nowadays. So I went to see the movie with him on this past Saturday. And I enjoyed it very much. I enjoyed it very, very much. It was a great movie, very enjoyable. The action was terrific. The visual effects, of course, are spectacular. The acting was very good for the most part. A few scenes here and there I had a little issue with. It was a very fun ride throughout. And I'm someone who is sort of a bit of a Star Trek snob. I've enjoyed Star Trek for many years, as I said, and I don't claim to be an expert or anything like that, but I know a good deal about it. I know some things when I see them. Without giving anything away just yet, this movie was really great in terms of just setting the table for some interesting stuff that could happen in the future, as well as bringing back some things from the past and changing them up in a new way. If you haven't seen the most recent Star Trek film before this, the one from 2009 that was simply titled Star Trek, here are some spoilers for that. You've had 4 years to catch up with us, so I'm not going to alert this about spoilers. But in that movie, essentially a time-traveling Romulan from the future named Nero travels back in time, hence the time-traveling part, and alters the course of history in the Star Trek universe. And because of this, certain things happen that are going to have a profound effect on the universe that, completely changes the Star Trek history that we've come to know. The big thing there is that the planet Vulcan is completely destroyed by an artificial black hole, which of course did not happen. Nothing like that has ever happened in a previous Star Trek movie or series. But it happened in the first movie a couple years ago. Not that it was the first movie, that was actually the 11th movie in the Star Trek franchise. But that's a little basis right there. So the universe has changed. The world of Star Trek has changed. The characters have changed. Their interactions have changed. And it's a very different world than people who are familiar with the franchise would be used to. Now that being said, let me go back into Star Trek Into Darkness. It picks up a number of years, I think a couple years after the events of the first film. Opens up on a planet where the crew is having supposedly an observation mission, but there's a primitive people on the planet who need to be saved because a volcano is going to erupt and destroy their way of life. So the crew intervenes, they violate the Prime Directive. This isn't a major spoiler, so I'm not putting anything up to warn you about it. But the crew intervenes, and it results in certain consequences that continue to push the story forward. But like I said, the action is spectacular, really well done. The dialogue's a little cheesy in some points, and I'll get to that, in a minute here. But overall, it's a very enjoyable film. Even if you're not a Star Trek fan, though, if you are a Star Trek fan like myself, you would find a lot more to enjoy with it. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and delve into the spoilers. So if you don't want this movie spoiled, if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and skip forward a little bit. I'm going to be putting the snarky, sassy, silly orange text up in a minute here, and he's going to say spoilers, and that is your cue to know that there are spoilers and that you should not be watching if you don't want spoilers. So for those of you who don't want spoilers, I'll see you guys in a few minutes here. Okay, are they gone? Can we talk about spoilers? Okay. Now here's some things about the movie that I enjoyed, but that I also have a little issue with. And I'm going to sleep here in just a second. That's why I'm not building. Only sleep at night. So, it's been speculated for a very long time that the main villain of the movie was going to be Khan Noonien Singh, who, if you know your Star Trek, you'll remember that he is one of the greatest adversaries the original Enterprise crew ever encountered. He appeared in one of the original series episodes, and also he appeared in the second movie, The Wrath of Khan, which is really a great movie in and of itself. Probably the best Star Trek movie ever made so far. He is a spectacular adversary for Captain Kirk and the crew of the Enterprise. And it was speculated for a very long time that he was going to be the villain in the new movie. And they denied it repeatedly, to the point where it was basically, they kept denying it, and, you'd have to be a little crazy to think they would actually do it. Well, guess who the villain is? It's Khan. Benedict Cumberbatch plays him this time. He's a very good Khan. He's just not quite the same as, oh gosh, what's his name? Ricardo Montalban. Ricardo Montalban is a swarthy, handsome Latin man. And Benedict Cumberbatch is a sort of pasty British fellow. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's plenty of pasty British blokes. Bleh. Try saying that 5 times fast. Pasty British bloke out there. But there certainly could have been someone else to do that. So one of my main disappointments arises from the fact that they actually used Khan as the villain. Khan's been used before. He was used in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, obviously, as I just mentioned a moment ago. And I really was very, very skeptical when they revealed that it was Khan. And there's a whole build-up scene after he gets captured. It's actually after a sequence after he bombs a secret data storage site in London, and then he is tracked to a planet. Actually, not tracked to a planet, it's tracked to Kronos, the Klingon homeworld. So this actually takes place partially on the Klingon homeworld, which is great because we get to see Klingons again. and that sets up a future conflict with them, which is another thing that we can talk about at some point. But the planet part of the movie takes place on the planet Kronos. We have a great showdown with the Klingons, and Khan lets himself get captured. Then he does the reveal, blah blah blah. My name is Khan, blah blah blah. And then the entire audience knows, oh my God, it's Khan. And at that point, I was just a little saddened and disappointed that they actually chose to use Khan as the villain instead of, doing someone else, someone original, like they did with the previous movie with Nero. But that's neither here nor there. So anyways, the movie progresses forward. They capture Khan, and then it becomes evident that Starfleet was setting up Kirk and the Enterprise to fail in their mission. Not necessarily Starfleet, just a single admiral. A war-hungry, power-mad admiral played by Peter Weller, who is, of course, spectacular as a villain. He is just a wonderful villain because he's got just this sort of delivery that makes you want to hate his guts. So he's really great as the villain. So I really enjoyed that. So he's setting up the Enterprise to fail and to start a war with the Klingons because he's been building in secret a gigantic warship. It's literally nothing else than a warship. A warship of a starship that's more than twice the size and armaments of the Enterprise. And he's been doing this under the nose of the rest of the Federation because he wants war with the Klingons because he views them as a threat. And of course the Klingons are a threat. They're very powerful. They're very powerful people. But, oh, I do have another stack, yes. But of course, this goes in violation of everything the Federation really stands for. The Federation is not a power-hungry, war-driven people. They are primarily people of exploration and discovery. They want to discover new life and new civilization, to boldly go where no man has gone before. That's the mantra. That's repeated at the beginning of every Star Trek episode. And that's the important thing for the Federation. This is a direct violation. And the fact that this admiral freed Khan from cryostasis just to be able to use his tactical genius to help develop better weapons to fight the Klingons is something that is just reprehensible. So anyways, long story short, there's a battle sequence where the Enterprise is blasted by the gigantic warship that the Admiral has built. They have to get aboard his ship and stop him before he can start the war, or destroy the Enterprise for that matter. Kirk and Khan fly through a debris field near the moon. It's really spectacular. They get on the ship, and then of course Khan betrays Kirk and captures the Dreadnought giant starship and proceeds to crash it into San Francisco in an attempt to destroy Starfleet headquarters, which of course he fails at because, no villain is actually successful in doing something like that. But anyway, going back to the main points here, Khan is recaptured and frozen in cryostasis and blah, blah, blah. He's still alive, but he's removed from a dangerous situation as being the villain. Now, the things that I had issues with in terms of Khan, well, not so much in terms of Khan, but in terms of the movie itself. There were some scenes that were lifted with their dialogue practically verbatim from Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. That occurs near the end of the movie where Kirk rushes into the reactor core to realign a couple things and save the Enterprise from falling into the planet's atmosphere and burning up. Now, those of you who have seen Wrath of Khan may think, well, that sounds awfully familiar. Discord, didn't they do something like that in The Wrath of Khan? And yes, they did. Except in that movie, it was Spock taking himself into the reactor core to attempt to save the ship as it was trying to get away from Khan's, captured Federation ship. So they basically lifted some of the dialogue verbatim from that movie. And the thing that made me shake my head in disbelief that they couldn't do it was the Khan. You know, Kirk's Khan! They had Spock do it this time right after, you know, Kirk dies in the reactor core. Don't worry, they capture Khan and he has magical healing blood that brings Kirk back to life after a couple weeks, but they redid the Khan yell, and I just shook my head in disbelief that they had done that. So really that was my major issue with the movie. It was the whole bit with just the reused dialogue. I was a little disappointed that they used Khan, but I'm willing to deal with that because they really did a very good job with him. And the reason they did a good job with him is because they're aware that this universe has a different history now. So it brings Khan in a different way. Instead of being discovered by the Enterprise on their mission of exploration, he was discovered in advance by Starfleet forces and brought out of cryo-freeze and allowed to cause the mayhem that he did. So while I did have issue with like the dialogue that they lifted, and the scenes they lifted verbatim almost, they really have shown a great knowledge of how different Starfleet would be in this alternate universe that's been altered by the destruction of Vulcan. And that's the thing that, you know, really helped me gloss over the fact that, you know, Khan was the villain and I didn't really want him to be, but he is anyway, so there's no choice. But in any case, that's going to do it for the spoiler section right here. I'm going to bring in those who have skipped us back because they've missed the construction of the farm here. Skipped us back. What does that even mean? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm going to bring back everyone else who hasn't been watching, so I will greet them in just a moment here. All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm done spoiling Star Trek Into Darkness. Don't worry, you didn't miss too much. It's just me going through randomly rabbling about Star Trek and the things that I had faults and likes and dislikes with the movie. Nothing major. So as you can see here, I have started to put trees down in the farm, and this is going to be the layout of the farm. I did a test on my creative world to see what design I liked best, and I wound up going with the smooth brick slabs because these are the ones I have back at the farmhouse for the trees there, and I really liked it. So I'm laying them out in these different rows right here. I had to adjust them a little bit for each different tree. I did, you know, like individual planters for the snowy pine trees, spruce, whatever they're called, because they grow really wide leaves at the bottom. The jungle trees, they can grow really tall right next to each other. The birch, I gave a couple spots in between because they need a little bit more space. It seems they work a little bit better when they have a little bit of space. Now, I'm going to go sleep real quick here. Well, actually, I'm going to run across this way because I need to grab some other supplies because I kind of forgot that I don't want the apple tree or the oak trees to grow super tall because those are really annoying to cut down. I'd rather they just be, you know, have like the floating blocks of cobble up there. I'll probably make like some sort of a system to go with that at some point so it doesn't look like they're floating blocks of whatever. I want stone bricks. Let's just take a full stack in case I need something else from them. And we'll sleep real quick by putting a block right next to my bed. There we go. Let's see here. What else? I don't really have much else to talk about. Earlier today, I recorded the first few episodes of my new Minecraft hardcore series, One Life to Live. Look at that. Trees are already grown. Beautiful. I recorded that this morning. The first episode is going up tomorrow. I'm very excited about that. So be sure to look for that tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. Where's my torches? There's my torches. I want you to go where the bone meal was. Thank you, torches. And how's about we do one of these? I enchanted a new shovel, by the way, with some of those dragon levels. Because one of my old shovels broke. This one is Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 4. This thing's a beast, and I love it. I actually know what I could do. I could just do one of these here. Try and save some time. Oh. I'll just build with bricks, whatever. So yeah, new episode, new series coming out tomorrow. Be sure to look for that. I was a little nerve-wracked this morning. I had the shakes for about, not serious shakes, but I was a little jittery from that adrenaline high for a couple hours after I recorded. So I can tell this is going to be a fun series. This is going to be very, very intense. There we go. Okay. I don't know why I didn't think of doing something like this earlier. I'm a genius sometimes. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. I think I'm doing this right. Okay, so we got planter, 1, 2, planter, boop. Is that right? Yeah, sure is. Boop, boop, and I'm out of torches. Well, nobody's perfect, right? So what I'm going to do is I am just going to finish this up real quick here. I'll bring you guys back in when I am done with the tree farm. And then we're going to finish the episode. So I'll see you guys in just one moment. Oh, I fell. All right, welcome back, everybody. Finished with those blocks up top there. I'm just planting the last of the trees now. And trees are starting to grow here. It's looking like a tree farm. It's looking like something, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and bone meal these trees up so we can see the final product in action. Wow, that grew with just one bone meal. That one not so much. So yeah, this is going to be the start of our lumber mill area. This is our new tree farm. I think this is going to look pretty good when I am done. I'm also going to replace the walkway here. It's going to be gravel, glass, and glowstone underneath the glass to give lighting. That's the design I tested out in my creative test world. And I think it turned out pretty well, so we're going to be doing that. I might do that off camera, not sure yet. But I'll be doing it soon, and you guys will get to see it soon enough. And then one of the next things that we'll do is we will finally start work on that sawmill. I've been looking at a couple different sawmill designs online, trying to pick and choose what I like best about some of them. I'm out of bone meal, so let's go ahead and do that. Trying to figure out what I like best about some of them, and picking and choosing the little things. So I think I'm getting a general idea of what I want to do, but it hasn't materialized 100% yet. So we'll be working on that together here. You guys can give me ideas as I go with that. It's always much appreciated. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the rest of these trees with bone meal, and I'll see you guys shortly. All right, there it is. We're all done. That is looking pretty good, I must say so myself. There's lava. I couldn't find the lava that I was looking for underneath there. Just couldn't find it. Let me get a little bit higher up. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Very nice. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, as always. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the newest series of mine, the Minecraft, God, why do I keep saying Minecraft? The Minecraft Hardcore series, episode 1 of One Life to Live, that premieres tomorrow. Take a quick screenshot there. There we go. And of course, tune in again next week for more Discord Minecraft. Should have an episode of Minecraft at SW Gaming up on Monday. And of course, Sunburn Islands next Tuesday. So yeah, thanks for watching once again, guys. Thank you for bearing with me. Those of you that listen to me ramble on and on about Star Trek without really much of a point is much appreciated. Leave your comments down in the comment section if you have any suggestions for me. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.